Hello, all, and welcome. I am Laurelle of Five Sense Healing and the Faerie Den, and I am excited to be here tonight to talk to you about energy healing, and in particular, star drop energy healing. We will cover a lot about just basic energy healing tonight, but we'll also do a mini transmission of star drop and talk a little bit about our upcoming class. So I'll just take a moment to introduce me before I bring on our guest speaker, Maryl of Joy Blended Healing. Many of you know me, and I said this on Wednesday, so if you were there then, forgive me for repeating, but many of you know me as a crystal healer and crystal worker and selling crystals and all things crystals. But of course, crystals are a vibrational energy frequency, and everything is energy and comes through this form of energy. And so energy work is very special to me. It's something that's always been incorporated in my crystal healings, and in fact, in a sense, was my original modality. I started doing energy healing before I even really knew what that meant. So if you're not even sure what that means, stay tuned. And let me bring on Maryl Hosking of Joy Blended Healing. She's an amazing energy healer in her own right. Hello, Robert. And here we go. I think.
Hi,
There she is. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see you.
It's
Be
so
here.
nice to see you too, and to be in this medium again. It's fun.
It is fun, actually.
So, why don't you tell folks a little bit about what you do for those that weren't with us on Wednesday during the day?
Well, I guess I kind of do my own blend of energy healing. It's kind of come through through the studies that I've done of different modalities. I am a Reiki master. I'm a certified crystal healer through the Faerie Den. Thank you, Laurelle. I've studied Tao geomancy. I'm continually studying with Lester Loving about geometry and pyramids and science and all sorts of amazing things. So yeah, I just love to keep learning, and it keeps influencing the energy work that I do.
And I want you to understand why Meryl's on tonight and why she's included in the teaching with me. She is an amazing, amazing energy healer. I heard so many wonderful things about her and her work before I even got to experience it. And then once I did, it was truly a transformative session. And so really magical and healing things that I had been apparently holding on to for years. So I wanted to include her on this workshop that we're doing with crystal healing because of her experience and knowledge, and her experience and what she knows is different than mine. And so it just makes a more well balanced course, so to speak. And I guess we should just briefly mention now, and we can mention it again at the end if we remember. The workshop we're doing is actually next Sunday. I know. I was thinking it was 2 weeks after this for some reason, but it's next Sunday, March 6th. And it is from noon until 7 p.m. And we're doing it on Zoom. So it's a virtual energy healing course. We already have people signed up from California, from Florida, from the local area around New York. And we'd love to have you too. You know, no matter where you are in the world, we would love to have you with us. This is a simple, the star drop technique anyway, is a simple yet really transformative technique of energy healing that you can add to any practice that you already do. And it's very easy to use and to learn. You don't have to be a practitioner already to really understand and be able to use this work. And I thought it'd be best if we also covered the basics of energy healing. So we're not just throwing you in and saying, just do it, but giving you the chance to understand some of the history behind, or some of the information behind energy healing, to really work on yourself as we learn these techniques, and then have the opportunity to even work long distance on others during the class. And this one-day virtual course will count towards a further certification in the future if that's something you want to bring into your life. By the way, I want to say, yes, hi, Carol. Hello, all of the new people that have joined us. And was there anything you wanted to add to that? And then we can start with just a mini star drop transmission.
Well, I'm really excited to do this class with you. Laurel's one of my favorite teachers. Has been like a life-changing and transformative teacher, and so I'm so honored to join you and plug in whatever I can in this class. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to learning the star drop transmission, and yeah, and I just really look forward to meeting everybody who's going to be in the class.
Yay!
Sharing. It'll be fun.
All right, so we're a few minutes in, so let's go ahead and do the star drop transmission. It might help all of us. Hi, Jackie. It might help all of us to sort of come into the energy frequency to really be ready to talk about energy healing. Oh, that's what I didn't say. We're going to talk about some science, a little bit of science behind how energy healing works, as well as sort of the differences between cord pulling and cord cutting, and perhaps when you might want to try one versus the other. So stay tuned. But for now, just get into a comfortable position. And if you're able to, you can close your eyes and breathe. And just take a minute to note how you feel right now. And now I'd like you to just imagine your own energy coming in through the top of your head, traveling along the front of your spine, and settling between your root at the base of your hips and the crown of your head. And breathe. Really feel your energy centered right within you. And once you feel your energy centered within you, just take a moment to really feel that grounding cord connecting from the base of the root chakra down towards the center of the earth, really connecting with all of the earth's nurturing and supportive energies. And then feel another energy cord connecting from the crown of your head right up to the center of the heavens, the center of the divine frequencies. And they are really connecting with the love and light and peace and harmony and the unity of the divine. And just feel that nurturing support from below and those divine frequencies from above merging with your own central energy right along your midline. Really strengthening it and helping it to shine so bright and full that it emanates from your center outward through your entire physical body and beyond through your entire energy field. And breathe. And now imagine with me the most magnificent, bright, beautiful star right at the center of the universe. And it's got this pure love and light frequency to it. This reflection of the source of all things embodied within it. And I want you to gently feel it gently raining down starlight, so that you feel it come into your own energy field, cleansing, clearing, but more importantly, recalibrating to that divine blueprint, to your divine blueprint. And continue to feel those stars gently falling right through your physical body, from head, through your throat, into your heart, right into your solar plexus at the base of your ribs, into your creative center, your sacral, in your lower belly and back, and right through your root chakra and even your legs. And once you are infused with this divine starlight energy, all cleansed and cleared, these little bubbles of love and light frequency bursting through your entire energy field and body. I'd like you to feel that same starlight energy, just this time it's a little bit bigger. And that starlight is going to drop in a larger drop right to your crown chakra, and then it's going to ripple out, sort of like a drop of water hitting a quiet lake. It just drops and ripples. So we're going to start at the crown. Star, drop, and ripple. To your third eye. Star, drop, and ripple. To your throat. Star, drop, and ripple. And to your heart. Star, drop, and ripple, and ripple, and ripple. And to your solar plexus. Star, drop, and ripple, and ripple. Into your sacral at your lower belly and back. Star, drop, and ripple. And then to your root. Star, drop, and ripple. And just take a moment to sit in and soak up this divine starlight energy. And just notice again, notice how you feel now. How has your energy shifted or changed? And just take a moment to sort of memorize this energetic signature. You can always call on it at any time, asking it to come back in and through to be utilized, to bring you into a centered, grounded, and connected peace. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So just giving everyone a moment to have their eyes open in this frequency. And please let us know how you feel. If this were, though so brief, I think I was maybe this was an 8 or 9 minute version, but just let us know if it shifted your frequency or what the effects were.
Well, I'll tell you, I had a little bit of a stomach ache coming in, and I hope it wasn't my cooking, but I really hope not. But anyway, I had a stomach ache coming in, and doing the star drop, I was focusing it on that area in my stomach, and especially with the ripples out, it just kind of took, the ripples kind of just pulled out that discomfort, and I actually feel much better. So
oh, good. Yeah, I was working on something in my neck through that time, and also, you know, gently doing some transmission and light energy work for other people that are on with us today as well, and anyone even that isn't on with us that will be watching this. That intention goes out to you as well. A little extra cleansing for that one. Okay. So again, welcome to everyone who came on since we started that star drop. If you did miss the beginning or you want to go back and do it again, you can check out the replay that I'll post about an hour after this live ends. So that'll be around, I guess, 10 o'clock. And if you missed our chat from last Wednesday where we talked about, what did we talk about on Wednesday?
We talked about
keeping your energy clean when you're doing sessions so you don't pick up other people's energy.
And
transcending time and space.
Yay!
Wow, my brain is working. But today we're going to talk about sorry, just laughing at at a joke in the feed.
We're going to talk about.
I guess I need to give Andrea credit where credit is due. The new photo that's up of Maryl and I
gosh,
was taken when Andrea was here receiving an astrology reading, and she was so kind to take that photo. And isn't it cute?
Oh my gosh!
I say so.
Thank you so much for letting me interrupt your session. And you're an amazing photographer. Like, I hate having pictures taken of myself, and like, I actually really love that picture so much. Thank you. You're amazing.
Well, so, and I just want to. Oh, thank you, Robert. It's nice to have you on with us for the time that you've been on. And by the way, there's lots of other star drop energy healing transmissions floating around, especially on my YouTube page. If you go to YouTube/the Faerie Den, make sure you spell it the Irish way or the English way. You can find more there. But let's jump into some of what we were going to talk about today.
Yeah, I want to say hi to Natalie too. So,
oh, good.
Yeah. What are we going to start with?
Let's start with the science of crystal healing.
Do you
want to pick that up, or should I start?
Yeah, I have been like writing out, looking through, writing out things because it's such a really complicated kind of subject. So I was trying really hard to kind of condense it down. But basically, we're doing energy work to increase our magnetism or our magnetic fields, and the magnetic. Can I just go on to it? Do you mind?
Yes,
Laura?
please.
Okay.
No, and I'll have some things to add. But yes, please go ahead.
So the magnetic field is basically this kind of, it organizes and crystallizes energy. So it doesn't create matter, it doesn't create things, but it organizes energy. And so, and what organizes, what helps magnetism and sets it up is spin. And so we have spin with the earth, and we can talk about the toroidal and the poloidal spins, the poloidal
In
being
class, yeah.
and there's external spin. We can increase our own personal by increasing our spin. We increase our magnetic field, which is helps lower our resistance in terms of good health, in terms of consciousness and raising our vibrations, in terms of even just that's where the manifesting kind of can come in. And so it lowers our resistance by having a healthy, large magnetic field, or aura, you could say, energetic field. And ways you can do that is there are external spins you can do, like through exercise and moving your body, but internally through meditation, through energy healing, through star drop, through taking, even drinking energized water and elixirs. That helps increase your internal spin, and it influences your cells and brings health and, well, I would say health, well-being, whatever it is that you're lowering your resistance to.
Manifestation, empowerment, all of those things. Yeah.
All of those things. So that's kind of in a nutshell.
Well, and I'd like to add something to that, which
Yeah.
is kind of similar to what I say about crystals, but different. Everything is energy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is energy or magnetism, if we want to get further into it, as you're saying. Energetic and magnetic and spin. But everything has this energetic frequency. Our bodies are energy beings. Our light body is energy. I mean, in a sense, energy is just light. It's okay, don't sue me, you scientists out there, but there is definitely a correlation between energy and light. And working with energy moves energy through the body and around the body, and also our own inner vibration being emitted out, which we will get into how that works exactly during the class, if you haven't already heard me speak it in a crystal class. But in Asia, they talk about the meridians, right? And these are the energy lines in the body. And what happens is, as we're living our life, we get blocks, energetic blocks, or energetic imbalances. And this sends the body off kilter. And many in the alternative healing field would say that whatever is happening in your energy body, eventually, and whether that's thoughts or emotions or misaligned alignment to spirit and source, these blocks and imbalances can actually affect the physical body as well, including not only dis-ease, but disease, right? So what we want to do when we're going through anything is to balance and bring ourselves into homeostasis, which technically is a place of sustained balance. And energy healing, like you're saying, through those technical, more scientific terms that you're using, really is about finding a way to balance and finding a way to heal and empower and manifest what we want right here, right now, bringing heaven to earth, so to speak. So that's my take on how some of the scientific, some of the ideas behind the science of why we would want to utilize it. And there's been so many studies done on the effects of prayer, of meditation, of sound healing, of even, I don't know, well, I'm not going to go into that, but a lot of vibrational frequencies have been looked at as to how they help us. And they really help to shift us on a physiological level. They can shift our mood, our energetic frequency and spin, and working with energy is just, it can be quite magical. And while I love working, I'm trying to find a good crystal to grab. While I love working with these beauties, I truly do, they're also energy and vibration and frequency.
They have a spin.
They have a spin within. It's built in. And so do we. We have DNA built in.
We have ourselves.
And our cells.
Mm-hmm. So we have spin. And I was going to say, when we're in disharmony, that's when we're in resistance. And the idea when you're in homeostasis is the starting point to the healing, actually, right? Because you're in that balanced state, and then you can accept the healing, and you come into resonance with the incoming. Resonance is when the incoming energy meets, well, I was going to say it, there's a whole technical way to say it, but basically you're raising your vibration to meet that incoming frequency of the healing energy of the crystal, or you're starting to match the frequency of the crystal when you come into resonance, and that's
right
when the healing starts.
Right. As Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think of in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And so it even can open us up to the secrets of the universe and knowing ourselves. Both crystals and energy work really powerful and helpful for coming into a fuller understanding and knowing of ourselves, and shifting us out of depression or anxiety, helping us to really connect to our own inner peace and tranquility, no matter what's going on in the world. So,
yeah.
Yeah. I want to say, if there's anybody on that has any particular questions about energy healing or about the workshop, please feel free to post them in the comments. We'd love to answer your questions. I feel like, well, like if you had any questions about what we were just talking about. But if you'd like to move on, Maryl, we could move on to,
chord cutting.
Chord pulling or chord versus chord cutting. What's the difference, and why, and when would you maybe want to use chord cutting versus chord pulling? And it's interesting because I think I'm more a proponent of pulling, and I think you're more a proponent of cutting. Is that true?
Well, I cut before I pull. It sounds so strange. Yeah, I do both.
Well, I'll start this one then.
Yeah, you should. Please.
Well, no, and then I'll get your take on it. I always heard of chord cutting, and I guess I tried it a few times and it wasn't really working for me. And then actually in my first crystal healing certification that I took as a student, this topic came up, and it was with Melody of the book No, that's the wrong one. Love is in the Earth. And went into another one. I studied with someone that she personally trained, and Melody always said that it's better to pull cords than cut them. And the reasoning behind that was that if you think of like a power line, when you have a power line and something comes along and it breaks or cuts that power line in half, the two lines are sort of like flailing about with these sparks coming out of them, in a sense trying to reconnect that energy frequency. And so her theory was that if you just simply cut the cord, then it's going to try to reconnect, and often will reconnect. And so she really encouraged chord pulling, which is essentially pulling the cord out from the root. Now, I guess I should say, by the way, before I finish that thought, if you're not sure what chord pulling and chord cutting is all about,
People might not know what chords are. Too.
Yeah, chords. If you don't know what energetic chording is, my quick way of explaining it, and maybe you can expand on it, Maryl, is throughout life, we get energetically involved with people, and there's a close bond sometimes, or a karmic bond sometimes, and it creates an energetic cord from you to that other person. And sometimes it's like from the heart to the heart, sometimes it's from the solar plexus to the solar plexus, or different configurations of such. And when, especially like at the end of a relationship that we're ready to move on from, it can be very powerful to remove some of those energetic cords to free yourself from them, so you can more quickly turn around to your own sovereign self. Because in a sense, when you're corded with someone else, their energy is influencing yours and yours is influencing them. And do you want to expand on that? And then I'll finish my thought about cord pulling.
Yeah, I was going to say you can also even just cord casually with people when you're on the subway and you kind of, your attention is going to somebody, you're kind of, people are throwing cords at you and to them. So that kind of harkens back to that idea of how to protect yourself in your field so people can't cord to you, which is a whole other conversation, but I wanted to add that.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, so then Melody taught us cord pulling, and I really appreciated it, and it was really powerful for me, and it was the first time I felt like it worked. So the idea was to sort of energetically grab onto that energy cord to someone else that needs removal, to pull it out at the root, seal it with love and light, fill in your own area where you pulled the cord out of, fill that in with love and light, and then lovingly send the cord back to the other person. Her concept was that we're not supposed to be corded to anyone. So I think maybe there's a time and a place for some cords, you know, parent, children, relationships, things like that. You don't want to be over corded, but some, it depends on what you mean by cording, I suppose, but I feel like that's okay sometimes. But there are definitely times when we need to release those bonds or those connections to be able to be in our own sovereignty in a sense. And so pulling it out, filling it with love and light, sending it lovingly back to the person that you're corded with. She always said with your apologies for cording, because it's not meant to be, but I'm a little easier on that idea. And then, you know, just being in your own sense of self and feeling what it feels like to not be in that cord. And again, it's been really powerful for me and some of my clients. In a way, it's like an extraction, which is another technique that you do in energy healing. And I found it really powerful. But Maryl, when we talked, this was months ago. And so I don't know if you'll remember or not, but when we talked about this months ago, you said, you know, I think there is a time for cord cutting. And you told me what it was. And I was like, oh, that's a really good point. And so if you remember what that is.
I don't know, I'm on the spot. I'm trying to remember because I do think that there's sometimes it's appropriate to leave not cut a cord. So maybe, for instance, right, that cord between parent and child, right? It's a healthy cord, you know, when it's heart to heart.
If it's healthy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that I'd want to keep that, but maybe there's an unhealthy cord, but it's to your, I don't know whether, so this is a hard one for me. You know, I just feel like sometimes it's more appropriate to me, pulling a cord is an extraction, and it's kind of a permanent situation. And sometimes to just cut it. I had a fight with I had an argument with my kid, and I'm going to cut the cord of that argument. I'm not going to think about it. It's over. I'm not going to stew on, whatever it is. I'm going to cut that energetic bind to that argument, or,
Oh, right. Like it's like an intention setting. Like when it's about the intention of this needs to end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
exactly.
That's one of the more powerful times.
Right. So I would just kind of cut it. I just cut.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'll get to your question, Natalie, in just one moment. So did you finish? Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. So I was going to say, like, that would be a time that I'm not going to pull out and extract. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to disentangle myself from that argument and detach from it. So maybe that's when detachment is more appropriate. And pulling a cord, like I said, is more of a relationship ending. Right.
Like an unplug.
Unplug, right.
It's energy, right? You're kind of unplugging from that other individual in a sense.
That's true. I love that. I love that analogy, actually. And like, it might not always be a relationship ending, but it's like I'm unplugging from a situation. I love that. Unplugging from a situation. I'm kind of, again, detaching, but it's kind of different. So, somebody's saying.
And then also, even ideas and concepts create their own reality within our head. And sometimes we need to unplug from those and be like, I got to just let go of these ideas and concepts that are now I realize outdated or not working. So Natalie's asking, how would you do it? Meditate on it? Well, that's part of what we're going to cover in the course next Sunday. We sort of explained it already, just grabbing onto the energetic cord and pulling it out. It's sort of like something you would do in a healing session on yourself or others. This is one of the techniques that we'll talk about. But if you don't sort of already do energy healing and have a concept about what that entails, maybe taking the course with us next Sunday would be helpful for you to, in a one-day course, sort of get all you need to know to really understand energy healing and how to work with it and even practice it. But beyond that, once you're in that healing space, maybe it's a ceremony or a ritual type healing environment that you've set up, then you would energetically pull the cords or cut them.
I was going to say one thing that's really helpful or important, I should say, is especially when you're pulling cords. I've pulled a lot for me, and I work on myself all the time. And one thing that's really important is to kind of recognize where that cord came from. I always think of what was the hole in my aura where that cord could come and hook. I see it like a fish hook, and it hooks into me. So you see it as a plug.
I do see it as a plug. I'm like, a hook, ow.
It's a hook.
But you know what? Sometimes it is a hook. I have experienced hooks before, and it's different than the regular cord. It's intense.
Sure. It's very intense. So I look at where that vulnerability, or not vulnerability, but what is it in me that kind of let that situation cord to plug in, or that person hook into me? What is it in me? Because there was something that there was some opening, some allow.
What back door?
So right. So before you just go and yank it and pull it or cut it or however you're going to handle that cord, that situation, it's really important to know kind of or understand where that is, so you can do the self work is that, but you can do the work on yourself that helps prevent it from happening again.
Yeah.
Because once the cord is pulled, it could come back if you
and you've got to strengthen your energy field and all that, which we'll talk about in the workshop. Also, just knowing when to do it. It's, I mean, there's some certain times in life where you're like, oh, I'm pretty sure this would be a time where I'd need to do it. But otherwise, again, it comes down to sensing energetically what's happening within your own energy field and body. And, I want to say those ones that are hooks, when you unhook those can be kind of painful.
They're intense.
Yeah. They're kind of painful to unhook, and you've got to really fill in with love and light and heal that area from the hook itself.
And sometimes it takes a while to get that. I've just recently done that on myself, and it took a while to really get every little piece of that out.
Right, because also some of those ideas stay in your mind, and it's also sort of releasing those.
Sure.
So it
brings everything up.
Great. So thank you, Natalie, for those questions. I hope we answered them in a way that can help you right now. But again, if you or anyone is interested in learning more about energy healing, and especially, energy healing basics, and how all these different modalities like Reiki and healing touch, name some. There's so many energy healing modalities.
There's pranic healing. There's quantum. There's
theta.
Theta.
Yeah. IET.
Oh, EFT. There's a lot of flavors.
Yeah, there are a lot. And the thing is, they all have some basic techniques that are connected to them. Each one is just another technique to assist you. And what I think is so magical and powerful about Star Drop, which I will also share and give transmissions of during the class, is it's quick, it's easy to learn, it's really easy to implement into your daily life. It's easy to implement or add in with other modalities that you may already do. Like for all my crystal healing people who are like, I can do crystal healing, but what do I do when the crystals are on? This is the class for you. And as I said earlier, it will count towards a certification, another one-day course that would be a certification if you'd like to go further and journey with us in that way. But if you are, working with crystals and you haven't integrated energy healing, it's going to kick the whole thing up a notch. And they really complement each other. Crystals magnify energy work, and energy work magnifies and sets the crystal work as well. So they both energize and set it. So they're very complementary. So is sound healing. I mean, there's so many different modalities and healing tools, and that's another thing we're going to talk about in the workshop, different healing tools. And I think Meryl's even going to touch on pyramids, sacred geometry. Did you say you wanted to touch on that? Well, we'll see, but we'll see what we have time for. But we're going to talk about...
Oh, sorry. Natalie's asking if it's in person or online. I was just going to say it's online.
Oh, it's online. It's a virtual course. And, oh, yes. Thank you. Awesome. It's a virtual course. Again, it's next Sunday. It's next Sunday, March 6th from noon to 7 p.m. That is Eastern Standard Time or New York City time, as Maryl and I are both in the New York City and Brooklyn areas. It's going to be on Zoom. Really easy to do. If you want to find out more information about it, there is a link in my bio. And if you hit the link in bio, what do you call it? Link in my bio. Gosh, it's saying the same thing over and over, but it's actually called link in bio. If you click on that, I think the third thing down says Star Drop Energy Healing. And if you click on that, it will bring you to my website with more information about the class, more information on Maryl and I, and it will have a register here button that will take you to my store so you can sign up. And honestly, it's a steal. We're charging $144 for this 7-hour course. Well, we're going to have a little break in there, 6.5-hour course, where we're going to cover a lot of different topics. And really, if you're not familiar with energy healing, help you to really understand that, to grok it, to bring it into your being, so to speak. We're going to teach about the star drop technique, and we're going to practice on ourselves and others if you're ready to do that. So I'm so excited for it. I've taught energy healing before, but never really with the star drop. And I've had such amazing feedback from my clients in how it really just lightens their whole energy, helps things not feel so heavy.
I can attest to that. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. And I was just thinking star drop would be great to use for anybody who's a healer who is working on themselves to learn energy. I bet you anything it would loosen those plugs and hooks. I bet you could use that to kind of loosen it up and make it an easier process. It's like learning about it so you can do it on yourself or for yourself every day, and even on your loved ones and friends or clients if you so choose. And also receiving an energy healing at the same time, because if you're trying to work on something specific while we are practicing on ourselves in the class, we'll be there to help you and guide you through the process and make sure that you're getting the results that you want and need. And also Maryl and I are very good about being in touch with students after the course. If something comes up later, I'm always like, text me, it's fine. It may take me a couple of days to get back to you if a lot's going on, but I will get back to you. And if Aslihan is on, I'm so sorry. It's been a couple of days. But we're good about getting back in touch with people. And we both actually really want to be there to help you and help everyone in society and humanity to cleanse, clear, recalibrate, reconnect with in my case, reconnect with the divine frequencies. I don't know how you would say it, Maryl. I like that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay. And come home to yourself. A modality that you can use on yourself quickly every day. I did a 8-minute version of it today, but when I received this transmission, it was literally probably 90 seconds to 2-minute energetic download that I received. It was just so powerful. and so poignant. And I knew it was important, and I knew I was receiving it for some reason. And so I knew I'd do something with it. And so I started using it on friends first, and then asking clients. And the response was so remarkable that it just seemed time to share it in a larger way. So I know some of you guys were with me in January when I was gifting this Star Drop healing out. We are in an incredibly transformative time. There's so much going on this year. Oh my gosh, Meryl, do you want to talk about astrology? But there's so much going on this year that it's a really powerful time to really integrate this kind of work into your life, to transform. And interesting, speaking of astrology, and then I'll let you tell me about the astrology, because you've been following it more currently than I have, if you want to. But March is the only, I read, now I don't quote me on this, but my understanding is March is the only month in 2022 where there aren't planets in retrograde.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And planets in retrograde means we're reevaluating, reconsidering, reconnecting, which is great. There's so much good about it. But if you're trying to move forward in a new way, then March is a really good time to do that with a new class or new crystal tools. Okay, I'm having an Instagram live sale in March, so I had to plug that. Anyway, it's a great time to really move forward and sort of rebirth into our own power, rebirth into our own sovereignty, as that's kind of some of the themes in astrology. So please, Meryl, share with us what you know is going on.
It's happening even with my new elixirs that I'm making and creating, I forgot to mention. So that's kind of a new thing that's kind of marching forward, so to speak. But there's also this really kind of complicated astrology. I mean, there's some serious stuff going on in the world right now, and that's also foretold in the astrology that kind of is relating to the planetary alignment with the Pluto return for the United States' Pluto return.
Mm-hmm.
And these kind of revolutionary energies and
Revelations.
Right. And there's a lot of unrest. There's a lot of truth that's going to be revealed. And there's going to be a lot of, as we move into our sovereignty, as we move into create a new paradigm, it's not all, roses. It's going to be hard work, and it's going to be a little bit challenging, perhaps, for some of us. And so even more important to learn some energy modalities or ways to help yourselves and your family and your friends and kind of keep your vibration raised and not attach or accord to what's going on in the world. Not to put the blinders on, but to move through it so you can make effective change, so you can have a positive influence and outcome for those around you. So
being in your center through all these changes, having a sense of personal peace through all these changes, really important.
So I think this energy work is more important than ever, even if you're doing it on yourself. That it's more important than ever for us to stay centered and clear.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think that's a good end. We had a nice little chat. Unless anyone has any questions, please post them now. But we've had a nice little chat, and people have gotten to know you a little bit better, Meryl, and I'm super excited. Meryl's been a good friend of mine for a long time, initial customer, and then asked me to teach crystal healing certification. Thank you very much. She's the reason why I do those. So thank her if you did that and you loved it. I was like, oh, I was just wondering if I should do that. Thank you for the confirmation. So you've been in my life for over 4 years, close to 5, I guess, maybe. And we just keep having new things that sort of merge together and work well together, and super excited. Wow, I'm super excited for your new elixirs. just a little bit jealous, but super excited, and so blessed that I'm getting to benefit from all that you know and have brought in around that kind of work, by receiving some. I also want to say, I like your, is that your Joy Blended Healing?
Oh, it is.
That's awesome. That's your logo behind you, isn't it?
I used to do flea markets and sell my crystal grids at flea markets. And so I had a banner. It's my banner. I have a drafting table behind me. So it's my workshop here.
Well, thank you again to all who have joined us. If you just signed on, I will post this replay in about an hour. Once I type it all up and get it on, you can find it on my page under Reels for sure, but probably it's going to be on my regular page as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this little chat about energy healing. Hi. Oh, more people are coming on that I know and love. Oh, Carol says she's looking forward to the class next Sunday. Yay, we're looking forward to having you with us. We're so excited. Hi, Roya. Oh, awesome. Oh, yay, you're going to be with us Sunday too. That's wonderful.
So excited. Oh my gosh.
I'm excited too. I'm really excited, like I said before. But again, if you just joining us, and you, Maria, for instance, I will be posting this again I'll be posting this replay in about an hour here. I'll also post it probably by tomorrow or the next day on my YouTube channel, which is also the Faerie Den. And I'm looking forward and super excited for next Sunday and all of our talk about energy healing and practicing on ourselves and just sharing this work with other people who are interested is so exciting for me. So it's like it's a real sense of community that comes together in these classes, and so I'm excited for all who choose to join us. Oh, thank you, Lifty. Thank you for being here with us. You are a magical being as well. Oh, yay, Maria. I look forward to seeing you all in the future, either virtually or in person. Many blessings.
Everybody.
Bye.
Sunday.
And now I'm going to do my funny little thing where I take photos. So
What are you taking photos?
I'm just taking photos of who's on. Oh, hi, Gina. Who's on and who's made comments so that I know if I need to get back to somebody. Thanks for the love, you guys.
Get off, and I keep thinking I log off too early.
Well, you know what? I mean, I guess if there's anything else that you want to wrap up in regards to.
No, I'm just going to repeat that as we raise our own vibrations, we're going to affect and raise the vibrations of those around us. And so this spreads. It's not just staying with you. It spreads just automatically. So
yeah,
it's a great thing.
Yeah, as each one of us raises our vibration, it affects the whole. And yeah. Oh, gee, there's something I wanted to say twice, and twice it's just escaped my head. What did, because I'm doing two things at once, and I'm not very good at that.
Next, love and light.
Will you repeat that for me?
Yes, Lifty, the circuit. We're going to talk about circuit. It's part of the science.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
All right, I'm going to go.
All right, thanks you guys for being with us. Lots of love to you all. We look forward to seeing many of you next Sunday. Peace and blessings. Bye.
Bye.